That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
Why don't you try that again?
I don't have a whole lot of diaphragm power right now.
Ah, that's right. And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome. We're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world.
How are you, JJ?
Loaded question. I'm okay.
Let's why don't we do the rules, get that all out of the way, and then
Yeah, we're going to jump right into it. Rules, we have 3 rules for the sake of civility.
Simple ones.
Simple ones. No judgment, nothing personal, and don't be a dick.
Especially in this one. This is oh man.
This is a rough one, honestly. I'm having a hard time right now.
Remember that episode we did when I was right in the midst of shingles?
Yeah.
Remember what agony I was in while recording?
Yep.
I was just doing the Peter Griffin the whole time.
Is that the Peter Griffin?
When he what happened to him? He hit his knee on something, or he falls over. He's going,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Except you don't have any capsaicin on you this time.
No, not this time.
It's in the cabinet. If you want, I can go get it.
No, I need to keep everything clean and dry. So
No, tell the audience what happened to you this week.
Well, I had a little bit of surgery.
Just a little?
Just a little bit. Just un poquito. A little bit of surgery. This is we're gonna get a little serious here for a minute. I had a
No, we're not.
I had a large mass. I had a large egg growing out of my egg factory.
Eggman?
I had a large mass growing on.
Wait, you had an egg or you had a Dr. Robotnik?
No, I had an egg. I had a bad egg.
You have to be careful with eggs.
Yeah. So excuse me for looking and sounding like I'm in I'm in struggle mode, because I am. But yeah, I had a large mass growing on my ovary, and it was weird because it was like it wasn't serious until it was serious. Because in December, I'd seen my rheumatologist, who was like, we want to get an MRI, a fresh MRI of your pelvis to see if there's signs of arthritis in your hips.
Is this pre or post RA diagnosis?
This was post.
Okay.
This was post, and she's like, we want to get an MRI of your pelvis. And I'm like, done. Love the MRI. So
you might be about the only one.
Well, the MRI techs at the hospital over here, they know me at this point, and
you're like my dad with the ambulance drivers,
and they're real nice. So I went.
They're the real Ghostbusters.
They are the real Ghostbusters. So I went for the MRI in the beginning of January, and when it came back, they were like, "Hey, guess what? No signs of arthritis in your pelvis. There is a shadow, however, on." Sorry, just trying to find the right position here.
If you'd like to see what they did to my wife,
Lord,
check social media.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
Listen, you're the one who you put those up.
I don't know if I could stand up and sit back down right now.
I mean, if you try to stand up, you will be sitting back down
at some point. Yeah,
whether or not
whether it's voluntary or involuntary. But okay, so I went for the MRI, and they were like, "There's a shadow. You may want to talk to your doctor about that." And I'm like, okay. So I went to follow up with my rheumatologist, and I was like, so what's up with this shadow? And she was like, probably nothing. I would say follow up with your gynecologist, because it looks like it's on like your fallopian tube. And I'm like,
and for those of you who don't know what a gynecologist is,
it's a lady doctor. It's a doctor of lady bits.
Right.
Yeah.
So not a female doctor.
We talked about the lady bits.
Because there are male gynecologists.
Yes, and we talked about the lady bits just a couple of weeks ago also.
We did?
On the podcast.
Did we?
Yes, we did. We talked about the location of the lady bits.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, so what was it? Then like a couple of weeks after that, right? We went to go get my IUD exchanged. Freshened up, if you will.
The IUD exchange.
Yeah, the IUD exchange.
You make it sound like a Coinstar machine.
Ow. So
I'm so sorry.
So we were at the while at a semi-routine visit to the gynecologist. I brought the MRI results and was just like, so there's a shadow on my MRI. And my gynecologist, who I have, known for many, many years, was just like, ugh.
I'm sorry, dear. I have to numb you. What do you mean, numb me?
It was just sort of like, oh, it's nothing. They probably didn't realize you were ovulating or something like that. And I'm like, oh, well, if you're not worried, I'm not worried, which became like an ongoing thing for me to say with this man over the last few weeks.
Yeah. It's like, that's like license to worry.
So he's just like, I'm not worried. So he's just like, but we'll schedule an ultrasound just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Went for the ultrasound a few weeks later, expecting it to be literally nothing, and found out it was something.
Ovarian cancer.
It's still waiting to make sure that it's not ovarian cancer.
Mhm.
So you make your little jokes and everything, but you're going to feel real shitty
Yeah.
if it does turn out to be cancer.
Yeah, that means that I'm going to be on all sorts of duty.
Yeah.
Mm.
You're going to be on several duties.
Several tours. It's okay.
So it turns out that I have this large cyst, and it's called
growth.
It's called multiseptated or multilocuted, I think is what it's called. Which basically means that instead of just being like a big sack full of fluid like most cysts are, this had like inner walls, like a classic 6 on the Upper West Side. It had several rooms within it.
Several like dimensions.
Yeah.
Several like a Batman villain.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Multiple personalities.
So basically, there are simple cysts and there are complex cysts. This would fall under complex, and the complex ones are the ones they worry about.
Complex B vitamins.
Yeah. So I was sitting there, and he's just like, okay, so I'm not worried, but ... And I'm like, okay, well, again, if you're not worried, I'm not worried.
You're all gonna die.
So the next thing I know, he's telling me I need surgery.
Ugh.
And, I guess in several cases like this, they just remove the cyst. They just cut it off of the ovary. But because mine was complex.
Shadowy?
Yeah, because mine had
was a shadowy figure in the night?
Inner sanctums to its own being. You decided you wanted to just take my whole ovary out, so I am now one ball down.
Tell the listeners the name of the procedure.
Is an oophorectomy.
I'm sorry, what? Come again?
Oophorectomy.
One more time.
Oophorectomy.
Once more for the people in the cheap seats.
It's an oophorectomy.
Oof.
Now, it wasn't just an oophorectomy, because while he was in there, he just took my tubes out, too. Because he's like, well, if I'm taking the ovary out, I may as well take the tube out. And he's like, well, if I take the one, you want me to just take the other one while I'm in there? And I'm like, yeah. And then the stupidest thing is...
He decided to play Operation on you.
No, the stupidest thing is that, sorry, listeners and husband, but the fact of the matter is that it, like, instantaneously gave me my period for the first time in 7 years.
Yeah.
That blows.
Like, full-blown period.
Like, full-blownsies. I'm just like the day after my surgery, I'm like, oh, why does this hurt so much? And then just blech. I'm like, oh, okay. So that was stupid. But yeah, so I'm one ball and 2 tubes down. So now my inner machinations are literally just the water balloon of my uterus and just one ball floating around in there.
So if we're keeping score here, he swapped out your IUD for a new one.
Yep.
Then took an ovary and 2 tubes.
Yep.
Well, then what's he giving you back in return?
Well, in return, I guess I got my period.
That's not a fair trade.
No, it's not a fair trade.
I think he owes you a Christmas card.
Oh, I mean, here's the deal, though, is that if ever the time comes, and again, toy, salt over the shoulder, if the time comes where, because I did ask very specifically, I said, what are the chances that my other ovary is going to start to cause problems? He said it's about 20%.
I was there.
It's a very good, it's not guaranteed, but it's probably like a 20% chance that my other ovary is going to develop some complex cyst at some point. And if that's the case, then the other ovary is coming out. And I can tell you this right the fuck now. If my other ovary ever has to come out, you make sure he pulls that fucking slingshot out of me before I wake up. Because I'm not going through, it's like, if I'm going to all of a sudden just like, boom, no egg factories at all. Like, I don't want this fucking IUD in me. You were there when I
was
got
there
it.
when, yeah.
It was horrendous.
And I wanted to say to him, like, Doc, I can't even get her to make noises like that.
It is horrendous. Now, I will say that over the last couple of days, the pain has gotten better.
Easier.
It's gotten easier, yeah. I've taken painkillers, mostly at night, just to be able to sleep through the night, and thank God for
Not
it.
like serious painkillers, like no like narcotic painkillers.
No.
No, like controlled substance painkillers.
Well, they are a controlled substance.
Okay, they must have changed things. But
Yeah,
like,
they did.
But
They
like,
rescheduled
no,
it.
like,
I'm not like on Percocet or anything
Right.
like that. Yeah, like I
no,
no.
oxycodone.
This isn't like
or...
no, like the last time I had surgery and my surgeon insisted on prescribing Dilaudid.
Yeah.
Never again.
I've never heard good things about
God,
that.
it was
I've
awful.
never known anyone who's actually liked Dilaudid.
I was on it for 8 days,
Hmm.
and just coming off of those 8 days, I wanted to die.
Like, I got Percocet when I had my wisdom teeth taken out. I've never known such a good sleep before in the middle of the day.
The only painkillers I've ever been given for any other surgery that I've ever had was Tylenol with codeine.
Hmm.
And even that, I mean, like...
That's like their go-to.
Yeah. And even then, though, because, like, I had it for when I got my wisdom teeth out when I was 17.
Hmm.
And then I got it again when I had my waist sucked out in 2004 when I was 20.
Hmm.
And both times, my mother took my painkillers away from me. She's like, these are no good for you.
These are too good for you.
Yeah, she's like, you don't want these. And I'm
I
like,
want
no,
these.
I do want them. I want them very badly,
Hmm.
actually.
She's being a responsible...
And I know,
doesn't want you to get addicted.
But, and I mean, again, even with this surgery, my doctor, the whole hospital staff is like, listen, the best thing you can do is to avoid taking the tramadol. Just if you can get away with just Tylenol and Aleve stuff, then it's better for you. And I'm like, day one, when we got home, I slept, and then it was fine. It hurt, and the worst part was because they put the tube down my throat.
Right.
I was coughing, and when you cough, if you didn't know, your diaphragm moves quite a bit, and that sucked.
I forgot how many operations Rhodey had in his youth.
Yeah.
He's had a heart condition for a long time,
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, "How many times have you had anesthesia?" And he's just like, "Oh, oh, oh," and then he's like, "Normally, the worst part about it is the tube down the throat."
It is.
Yeah.
It is, honestly. Now, you've never had general anesthesia.
I've never had general anesthesia. I've never had a breathing tube. I've never had to be knocked out for anything. I was supposed to be knocked out for my cystoscopy. Or at least
you were supposed to be knocked out. I mean, I would think that they would have at least sedated you a little bit for that.
I had heard from multiple sources you either get knocked out or you get sedated or you at least get some sort of,
I would think they
numbing.
give you painkillers at least.
They gave me nothing.
They didn't even give you like Tylenol or anything?
No, they gave me a quote unquote numbing gel.
Oh, yeah, those topical analgesics are bullshit.
Did nothing.
Oh, yeah, they're absolute bullshit.
And then they proceeded to shove a camera that was bigger than this in the front of my penis.
Blech.
Yeah.
Blech.
I was screaming.
I would imagine.
And then they gave me prescribed me a pain med to ease, recovery.
Yeah.
That turns your urine orange.
That's probably to stave off. That's probably an antibiotic to stave off the UTI.
Did not help with the pain whatsoever.
No.
I was staining toilet bowls for a week.
Yep. Yeah. No, I used to get UTIs pretty often in like my 20s, and I got those pills all the time. And the stupidest thing though, and I don't know about it if it's the same like style that they gave you, but it's the one that turns everything orange. And they say that not to wear contact lenses because it can turn your eyes orange also. But yeah, I know, right? But I remember, it's this capsule and it's about this big. And when you shake it, I'm like, it sounds like a tiny maraca.
Oh, mine was a tablet.
Oh, yours was a tablet.
Mine was a tablet.
I would have much preferred that. But mine was a capsule. And if you twisted it open, there were just 3 tiny tablets inside. I'm like, well, this is much easier to swallow.
Just high C.
Essentially.
Ground up high C.
It's like 3 things the size, like maybe the size of a Tic Tac total.
You and I are sitting here trading war stories. I feel like we should be sitting at Diner Lux right now over a cup of coffee and some cheese fries. Like, just set up the mics at the table. People walk. What are you guys doing? Podcast. Duh. Here's the QR code. Scan it.
Oh God. But it was.
All right. So you're 3 days out, 4 days out.
This is yes. Today recording this. We're recording on Saturday. It's Saturday, right?
It's
Saturday.
10th,
Yep. And so this is day 3. This is day 3. It's been 3
Post-op.
full days now post-op. And the bruising on my belly.
It's gotten a lot better.
It has gotten a lot better.
It's like the swelling on your stomach and your incision areas has definitely reduced and gotten back to normal color.
It feels awful. I gotta tell you.
Well, yeah, they cut you
the worst
open.
part is because I can't lean forward a lot, so I feel like I'm sitting here like Jabba the Hutt right now with my gut hanging out.
Yeah.
So
I find it miraculous that we've come so far in medicine that now they could just use glue to close you up, no stitches.
Well, I have stitches on the inside, so I have internal dissolvable sutures, which I am nervous about. That makes me nervous.
It's funny
because the last time I had them was in 2021 when I had dissolvable sutures, and they tried to expel themselves through my skin instead of dissolving into my system.
No matter where we go, whether it's to have blood taken or to have something closed up or whatever it is, and they're just where needles are involved, and they're looking at the two of us, and they're just like, and then we have to we have to just put it out there, be like, we don't really like needles.
No. I mean, that's just it. As you look at, and that's just always been the joke, right? Is that people with piercings and tattoos, they're always afraid of needles. And I'm like, I'm not afraid of needles. I don't want to watch them going into my body or anyone else's body for that matter.
Like, because
the needle that you get a tattoo with is about that long.
Yeah.
And when they draw blood, the needle is about that long. I'm like, I don't want to watch that going into me.
Like, the needle going in, like, even to draw blood, like, if it goes a certain amount into the skin, no big deal. If it goes a long way, then you really feel it, and that's not pleasant. Like, when I had my CAT scan or whatever procedure I had done.
And you had contrast.
I what?
Right, you had an MRI with contrast where they had to give you the IV?
Yeah, and then and they put the thing that you had for your IV, it had the little, like, plastic tube that went in, and that's how the dye went in, and I'm just like, are you doing okay? Like, you look uncomfortable. I'm like, I just want you to get this fucking thing out of me. Just like, that was actually my first time having an IV.
Really?
Ever. This was a couple of years ago.
You've never, like any time that you've been at the hospital or anything, they never give you IV fluids or anything?
I didn't.
They must have.
So I've only ever had one hospital stay in my life.
Yeah.
That was in 2008. I've been to emergency rooms. I've been to, to doctors to have things. I had stitches when I was 7, but again, like, I never needed an IV of any kind.
Wild. And
so they put this thing in my left wrist to get me the diet, and they're just like, you're going to feel this warm sensation, it's going to feel like you have to pee, just lay on it wasn't the full enclosed tube, it was like
the seat, like the donut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they put me halfway through it, and they were just like, you're going to hear those noises, we're going to put on music, and I'm just like, I'll be fine, don't worry, just the sooner you get done with this shit, the sooner you get this plastic tube out of me. Like,
yeah, no kidding. No, the IV, getting the IV is my least favorite part,
because I couldn't contract, I couldn't move in any way to where I wouldn't feel it digging into my skin, and it wouldn't feel so uncomfortable.
And they even said this time at the hospital, they were like, don't worry, it's not a needle, it's just a catheter.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, it still feels like ass.
And they know that.
Yeah.
They know.
I'm like,
they're just like,
now.
necessary. It's absolutely it's pertinent to the procedure.
This is the second time that I've had general anesthesia in a month. Because I had general anesthesia when I went for my epidural, which was literally April 10th, less than a month ago. A month ago today.
Where did we go for that?
That was the outpatient at Pain Management in Brewster. Remember we went to the glass building?
We've been to so many places now.
Right?
I'm so lost.
Oh, God, because it's all to see doctors and stuff. And I'm actually a little pissed off that I needed this surgery because I was really looking forward to getting another epidural.
Yeah, but again, this might be, on the road to a semi-normal life. Maybe being able to do some more things, maybe feeling a little bit better.
That's just it, is that this thing has been in me since at least January. And it has not gotten smaller.
Well, everyone...
from the sounds of it, it actually got bigger because the ultrasound measured it about, 3.5 weeks ago at this point. The ultrasound measured it, and then when I woke up from anesthesia in the hospital, my doctor said it was actually a little bit bigger than we expected it to be.
Well, everyone sends their well wishes, the families, the bands, the coworkers, everyone who knows and loves you. And,
thank you.
If you listeners out there want to send her teddy bears and flowers and Burger King and cotton candy jelly beans.
Yes. Oh,
Reese's Pieces, Twix bars.
This has been really lousy.
But the worst is over. The worst is officially over. You are finally...
Cheers to hoping.
You were dreading this from the time you found out you had to have it until Wednesday morning when they came to get you, and I was just like... And remember what I said to you? Do you remember what I told you at the very beginning?
No?
I said operate under the assumption that you have what you're afraid of.
I know.
And this is the first step towards getting rid of it.
I still will not know for certain until probably the end of next week.
I mean, who the hell knows what we all could potentially be living with and not know? Because we go to doctors, we hope that they will be able to uncover what we think is wrong with us. And how many years, how many visits, how many failed attempts did it take for you just to get an RA diagnosis?
Oh, I know it.
I know you know. I'm saying that for them. Because
yeah.
I know people who absolutely refuse to go to doctors. I know somebody who's listening right now knows somebody who refused to go to a doctor ever and, you know, probably contributed to his early death.
But, you know, I don't know. Like, everyone's sort of taking it very casually. I think including myself, because the fact that my cane just fell and hit me.
Leave that in there.
That really sucked.
It's an omen.
Well,
you're not in dire straits right now. I think if it were a lot more severe, people would be like running to your aid.
Well, I mean,
to your moral aid.
You know, again, nothing can be guaranteed until it comes back from pathology. But the fact that he, you know, yanked this thing out of me and did not immediately say, "Oh, that's cancer."
It's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
I mean,
I will take that.
He's been practicing how long?
Well, he's been my doctor for
20 years.
20 some odd years.
So, if it were cancer, I think he would know right away. He'd know what to look for.
He would know if it were like, you know, advanced cancer, if it were very obviously, you know, malformed and everything.
See, I'm afraid I may be living with something that has gone undetected at this point, because you remember last year, I spent the better part of the beginning of the year just going to doctor after doctor after doctor, all different doctors, trying to rule out where these pains in my left side of my chest and my left arm were coming from. And you always hear those stories, people like pre-heart attack, or, you know, they get pains in the left side. And I'm just like, oh, shit. But then it extended from the left side to the right side. And I'm just like, well, that's not right. That's unusual. Yeah. And even to this day, every doctor I talk to cannot explain they can't explain why I have hematuria. They can't explain where these pains are coming from. So what do? I said, all right, well, you know, they just expect me to roll over and die. So I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to continue living my life. Mm-hmm. And that'll be in addition to the pursuit of my own diagnosis. Or, you know, maybe there really is nothing wrong with me and I can just keep going about.
I mean, that's just it, is that, you know, before I was diagnosed with RA and any other autoimmune disorder, my first rheumatologist spent 3 years telling me, you know, some people just live like this for the rest of their lives.
That's what they told me about
go fuck yourself.
Hematuria. They're like, some people just have it.
Just have it. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I refuse to accept that. I'm like, I've been in pain for 20 some odd years at this point, and some people just live with it.
When you were telling the nurses in the hospital what pains you were having, how long you'd had them, where you'd had them, what your conditions were, all these things. It's awful
to list it.
Hearing you really list all of that stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, like, this is intense. Like, to hear her say it to a doctor, because I can only grasp it so much, you know, like I think just generally people can't, unless they've experienced things themselves, have a hard time really understanding what pain tolerance is like. Mm-hmm. And to hear you go into detail about these things, I'm like, wow, she's been living with a lot of shit.
I mean, that's just it, is that everybody thinks, oh, you must have a high pain threshold. It's like, I don't think I have a pain threshold. It's just tolerance at this point. Because when your very existence is based around how much pain you're in every day, not whether or not you have it, but how much pain you're in every day, it's like that's a whole lot of who cares. It's like, they ask me, they're like, are you having pain right now? And I'm like, that's a very relative question. I don't even know how to answer it, because my answer is, of course, yes, but I couldn't even tell you, because like my pain the morning that I went in for surgery, when I went in on Wednesday morning and they asked me that, if I were to rate my pain on a scale of 1 to 10, I probably would have given it like a 3, which to someone who is not in pain every single day is probably like a 7. And I'm just like, yeah, I can't really move my head. And I haven't been awake long enough to be able to make a fist.
But you're used to a lot of this by now.
I'm used to most of it at this point, which is why when I undergo bullshit like this and everything, and I'm just like, now I'm feeling the pain, and it's a pain that I am not familiar with and I'm not used to, it is, to say the least, a real drag. It really is. Like yesterday, I was having a really hard time because yesterday it felt like my brain went to a weird place yesterday. I was, you were working, and I basically just stayed in bed.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. I basically just stayed in bed all day, and I went back and forth between reading and watching TV because I was just like, I'm not gonna try and do things for myself today. I'm just gonna relax and everything like that. And the pain and the discomfort that I was in yesterday was really making my brain say I was starting to regret having this surgery, because it felt like my brain refused to register that it had only been 2 days and that it is going to get better, but it felt like it's never going to get better, because it was like I couldn't lift myself up. I couldn't, roll over. I couldn't, scooch my ass up and down and everything like that. Every time I had to get up to use the bathroom, it was a nightmare. And I truly was like, this is never going to get better. My brain was actually convincing me.
When I had shingles, I felt the exact same way. And it was awful because, I knew you understood it because you'd been through that before. Yeah. But when you were at work and I was here and I was, struggling to get comfortable, and breathing was hard because not that I had trouble breathing, but every breath I took, it hurt my chest.
It sends those nerve shocks.
And because it lasted, what did I have it for? 3 weeks, I think?
You had it for about 3.5 weeks.
And I'm just like, when is this going to fucking end? Why every day do I have to put this stuff on me and I have to walk around and I have to, try and the only comfort and relief that I got was putting something, pressing something against it.
Yeah.
And it just kept expanding too. And I'm like, this is getting worse, not better. Yeah. But I mean, I think I've noted, I've watched you, talk about these things at length, and how one of the biggest things that affects you, if not so much the pain, is people's lack of consideration for your well-being.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people in your life, hopefully not me included, kind of are, like you said, are very, casual about it and don't necessarily approach you to ask how you're doing.
Yep. Definitely not. I mean, when I found out I needed to have surgery, the minute my doctor told me you need to have surgery, by the time I got home from his office, the scheduler had called me to be like, hey, here's when we're going to get you in. And I'm like, okay, I'll make it work. I immediately told you, and then immediately after that emailed my boss, because I'm trying to be as courteous as possible, not trying to fuck everybody over and everything. And this woman still has not asked me if I'm okay. I have worked for them for almost 2.5 years at this point, and this woman still has not asked me if I'm okay. She texted me on Wednesday morning and just said, good luck. That was it.
Cunt.
Yeah. And I'm just like, and this is just it, is that, when I talk about these things,
show some sympathy.
Some people really, I don't know if they think I'm playing it up or something, but it's like, I understand the futility of worry, but the fact of the matter is I'm scared shitless right now. Okay? And I have been for a long time because I don't know what's going to help me. I don't know what's going to get worse. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get my life back to where it was 10 years ago. I'm not old. I'm not, I shouldn't have to be going through this. And people my age, younger, or even older, who are having to deal with things like this, they shouldn't have to worry about whether or not other people are going to get it. And they shouldn't have to worry about whether or not, their, alleged friends and everything are going to bother checking on them. It's like, and that's part of what makes dealing with something like this so lonely. And I'm not going to get morbid or anything like that, but it really is depressing because, you think, I know that there are people out there who understand, but the fact of the matter is that they're out there.
In that same vein, I knew right away I'm going to get the time because there's no way that they're going to be able to challenge this. Like, my wife is having surgery. This is covered under FMLA should I need more than a certain amount of days. But mm-hmm. like, I'm going to take a couple of days to take care of her because, there's no way that I'm not going to. Yeah. Like, this is my wife. She needs me. Deal with it. And so I got the days. I got the first 2 days. And then, they said to me at the beginning of the week, so wait, so you're out for 2 days and then you're coming back Friday and then you're off again Saturday. I put in for this for myself because we had a gig last night a long time ago. And so Thursday afternoon, I texted the boss and I'm just like, should I need tomorrow off? Are you guys going to be okay? Or are you going to have to split things up?
Yeah.
And they're like, we're going to have to split things up. And I'm like, all right. I don't want to be a dick. I'll be there. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about it. I come in and everyone's bombarding me with questions about shit. There's a mess on my desk to clean up. And I'm listening to all this bullshit from the boss about, things that don't pertain to me. And it's like, just shut up and let me concentrate. And when people are bombarding me, I'm like, I need to focus on what I'm doing. I can't concentrate on your problems. Okay. Yeah. I've been out for 2 days. I'm here to work. And then I see 2 people splitting up one route, 2 assistants splitting up one route for the day. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, one could have done one, the other could have done mine. Why did my boss feel the need to lie to me? Now, historically, my bosses have lied to me about a number of things. Yeah. I've challenged them on it. They've been personally insulted when I accuse them of lying, even though that's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
And I really want to be like, how dare you get personally insulted when you're telling me that you're not doing something that you are doing? Because you're lying. You are misrepresenting yourself to me. And for what? What good is it? I came to work. I had no problem going to work. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to screw over the office, even though I'm sure everybody would have been happy getting overtime. Mm-hmm. And you all know that my wife just had surgery.
And not a one asked about it, did they?
Some of my coworkers did, but
Amazing.
None of management did. They're like, oh, what's wrong? Why are you in such a bad mood? I'm like, because I should be home with my wife, not dicking around here just because you guys only care about who's covering what routes today. And I said to him, like, why did you lie to me? I can't trust you if you won't tell me the truth. It wasn't a big deal. You just had to say that, yes, we'll have enough coverage, but, it'll help us out more if you were to be here instead. And I'm like, I understand that. I'm more inclined now to call out because they lie to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last time we did this,
excuse me,
we've talked about things like this on the podcast before, but I took to Facebook back when we had COVID. And the boss approached me. He's like, you said I tried talking you into work when you were sick. I never did that. I go, really?
I was standing right there. Yes, he did.
You heard it.
Yeah.
You heard it on speakerphone.
He literally said, are you too sick to come in? Do you feel like you could? It's like, what? No. I remember, because that's just it, is when I didn't tell a lot of people. I don't know what the word is going around at my office of why I'm out. Certain people know who are, my friends. So I told, a couple of people exactly what's going on. So they know and everything. And I told the people who it would directly affect that I am not going to be there for a couple of weeks. They still aren't bothering to check on me. But I think it's precious because I was told on my last day, Monday, before leaving for my leave, don't worry about here, don't worry about this place at all. And I'm like, I think it's precious that you think that I give a single fuck of what happens to this whole building could burn the fuck down. I would not give a shit about it at all. I do not care what happens. When I go back, I'll figure out where to pick up and go from there. But this interim, I couldn't give a rat's ass what happens to that store. I don't care. I have a few too many things on my mind right now.
I'm thinking as you're saying these things, I'm thinking about where we started at the beginning of this episode and where we are now.
Yeah.
We've talked about people not checking up, people not caring as much, people being very casual, pain thresholds. And it's just like, it occurs to me that, maybe I don't know what the universe has in store for any of us.
Yeah.
But the most I can assume is that maybe this is all to toughen us up, to, make us realize that, you can't always count on everyone, and, certain things you just have to tough through and do yourself and just deal with. You're absolutely right. I mean, we're young, we're still young. These sorts of things shouldn't be happening to people like us. I can't help but think that maybe because conditions are different now, like you didn't hear about this happening to younger people 40, 50, 60 years ago,
I'm sure, honestly, that it was happening to them. They probably just died.
But
not to be morbid or anything.
Because, like, anybody who would listen to this podcast is probably looking at you right now and think, oh, she's carrying on a conversation just fine. She must not be in that much pain. But it's really easy to disguise it under the guise of just not giving a fuck, because it's like, yeah, it really hurts, but until you're in my shoes, you won't know for yourself.
You want to see?
Oh, boy.
I don't know if we can get this
I can't.
I don't know if we can get this on camera.
I don't see the monitor, so I don't know.
That's what I'm working with right now.
You just want to show them your hips.
It looks a lot yellower than it did. But yeah, I know. It's real sexy, right?
I mean, I think so. I married that. You sound like you just got into a really cold pool.
Yeah, right. But that's just it, is that, I feel like there are so many misconceptions out there.
About what?
About pain, about chronic conditions, about, because that's just it, is that you live with a chronic condition.
Which one?
Well, the hematuria is one,
yeah,
and everything.
Whatever's going on up here.
Exactly. But how often does hematuria cause you discomfort?
Every day.
Every single day.
And I don't think anything of it because
you live with it.
Because every doctor I've talked to about it doesn't give a shit. They didn't give enough of a shit to send me to a specialist or to investigate further. They're just like, some people have it, so you're going to have it and you're going to live with it because we're not getting enough cash out of you. I don't know.
When I first started going to rheumatology, I thought I had carpal tunnel. And my doctor's just like, no, that's not carpal tunnel. I want to see a rheumatologist. And I'm like, okay. So they took blood, and everything. And my rheumatologist was like, I mean, you don't have anything, so I guess we can give you painkillers if you want. And I'm like, I don't want to be on painkillers for the rest of my life.
That was when my physician started double billing me, because she would ask me about the hematuria at a physical, and then she'd bill me for the physical, which insurance would cover. Then she'd bill me for a separate visit just for her bringing it up. And I'm like, whoa. I didn't need to talk about that. You brought it up, and now you're charging me for a separate visit? Go fuck yourself.
This is why this year has been so significant with us having really pretty primo insurance, is because finally, it's being taken care of, which is good, because
that's a note to all of you.
Yeah.
Get your fucking insurance in order, because I'm having a thing right now.
I'm still paying medical bills from last year. And I'm still paying medical bills from last year when our insurance didn't cover anything. So
that's not cool.
No, it's not cool. But you deal with it. It's one of the the
benefits of being American.
One of the benefits of living like this. It's just something that, and it's another aspect of this type of life that people don't understand. It's like people,
because they see one side of you in public, and because you're not talking about this all the time, they think, well, she must be fine.
Yep. And then when I do talk about it all the time, because there are moments when I do really get into it, they think I'm being dramatic. They think that I'm trying to, grab attention and everything like that. And it's like, you know what? It's a big fuck you to everybody. Seriously. It's like, I dare most of the people out there to try and live like this. for just a little while, and not something that just progress, like, slowly peaks and everything like that. Just one day, boom, you cannot move first thing in the morning.
Being the youngest in my family, I've said this to a lot of people. I go, the things that I've experienced, you will experience at some point. You just haven't, because most of my friends are the oldest in their family or whatever. Like, not everybody is like me, where their parents had 4 kids and had me in their 40s.
Yeah.
So I've experienced a lot of illness, a lot of like within the family, and with illness, death, all sorts of life altering events and things like that. And people really just don't grasp the entirety of it until they go through something similar. And I don't wish that on anybody.
No.
But, until that does occur, until they're, they experience some semblance of that, they're never really going to get it. And it isn't until it happens to them that then, like, oh shit, I should have. Yep. I should have been more appreciative, I guess, maybe at the time. Like, yeah. I can say that I felt that way, because when things happened to me, I'm like, oh shit, I should have,
You don't realize that maybe you weren't as kind as you thought you were being. Maybe, there are some people, I'm sure, who don't necessarily want to take things so seriously, but there are some people who need it to be taken seriously.
I'm currently paying for past transgressions. I am. And, it is what it is, but, I try to put out positive energy into the world.
Maybe that's got it. Maybe we're making a little amendment to the rules. And when you think about not being a dick, maybe consider not just not being a dick, but going in the opposite direction and actually being a little bit more compassionate with people.
That was what I tried to get across at the end of last week's episode.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think this has been a very good talk.
Yeah. I think it has. I'm glad we didn't skip this week, and I'm glad I was able to sit upright for the whole thing. That was pretty good. Now I'm gonna go back to bed.
We will go back to bed.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to being horizontal and watching Saturday morning.
The funny thing is, the last time we recorded was like weeks ago. We knocked out 3 episodes in one day, so now we have catching up to catch up on.
Well, we got this one down. And
no, I'm saying, like, because that was so long ago, and we were like talking into the future. So, like, since that day that we recorded all those episodes, Cobra Wrestling has happened. Mm-hmm. Bleachers has happened. Mm-hmm. You got your hand done.
I did. I got my hand done.
The first hand.
I'm going to get the other one done.
Eric has gotten new merch.
Yes.
We found a baby bird's egg.
We did find a baby bird.
It's incubating behind our wall right now.
And hopefully it will hatch.
Sadie's clean.
Sadie is clean. Bless her.
She over there?
Yeah, she's taking a little nap.
We got a new grill.
We did, and eventually it'll go outside.
Got the old man to walk up the stairs twice. He got a new car.
Remarkable.
I know, right?
One
Maybe that's what we need. We need palliative care, just like he gets.
Well, thank you out there in podcast land for tuning in. This one's it hasn't been a blast, but it's been a good one. And find us on social media, DT Andy and JJ Star with 2 R's. Find Tax Collectors and Harlots. You have a show coming up at the end of the month, yes?
31st at the Main Street Tavern in Stratford.
Yes, so be there or be square.
We had professional photos done last night. Woo-hoo. They're starting to look pretty good. We're on our way towards an EPK.
Heck yeah.
If you haven't listened to our EP, it's on Apple, Spotify, Bandcamp, YouTube, Amazon. It's called One Raw Nerve by Tax Collectors and Harlots. Copyright James Hilton 2025.
Yes, find that. Find them on social media. Find Love Hard Art on social media and Coat of Arms Tattoo.
I thought that
and
was
my cane is like continuing to fall.
No, I thought that was
more and more to the ground.
That's my
you.
foot on your cane.
Oh, well, stop fucking with it.
I was trying to play footsie with you.
Don't stop it.
Don't tell me not to play.
Get out of here,
you skank.
Right. So yeah,
put your face in it.
And put your face in it. Come on, put your face in it. And that's that. That's a full lid. Everyone, send
love.
Send love. Send good vibes, and be excellent to each other. And that's it.
From the 3 of us at That Talking Podcast.
I'm JJ Star.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
We'll talk to you later.